Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dinesh Jadhav. I am a graduate student in Department of Biology, and as the theme of our today's seminar, recombinant DNA technology to improve the crop, I have been assigned to present a paper entitled "Engineering the Provitamin Biosynthetic Pathway into a Carotenoid-Free Rice Endosperm." This paper was submitted by Zhurong and colleagues in Science magazine in on 14 January 2000. So basically, this is a paper which talk about the first golden rice production. So in my today's talk, I'll talk about why it is important to have vitamin A and what are the pathways of vitamin A. Then I'll talk about how this group of scientists have transformed the normal rice into a golden rice by using some transformation techniques. And at the end, I'll talk a little bit about how they screen for the transformants, and I'll summarize my this small talk. So as we all know, the most important vitamin is for eyes is vitamin A, and due to lack of vitamin A, there are so many diseases caused by vitamin A deficiency. One of them is the night blindness, and as you can see, this graph is showing the severity of these diseases. So the dotted dark are the areas where there are clinically deficient people, and their disease is caused by deficiency of vitamin A. And similarly, all the areas they have shown in this graph. So vitamin A is pretty important for us. So basically, in rice, there is a in rice leaves there are pathways of vitamin provitamin A synthesis, but during the endosperm formation, this pathway is inhibited. So what? So this is the basic pathway of this carotenoid development. As you can see, this precursor geranyl diphosphate is converted into a phytoin by enzyme phytoin synthase, and then converted into precursors of beta carotenoid, and that is what this pathway is all about. And in this study they have engineered this pathway inside the rice endosperm. So how they have done it, let's see. So for this transformation they have used a recombinant technique which we call as agrobacterium tumefaciens mediated gene transformation. So before going into how they did, I'll just talk a little bit about this technique. So what happens is we grow a plant. Means first we develop a bacteria, that is Agrobacterium tunificum, with the gene of our interest, plasmid, with inserting the gene of our insert, and then what we will do is we'll just infect that plant and infect and form this crown gall disease. And once this disease is formed, you can see the root nodules forming at the root because of infection of this bacteria. So then what we do is we just take out this tumor or nodule, whatever you call, and grow it in a selectable antibiotic. Like in this case, they are used carbamazepine, which will kill all the bacteria, and only the transformed callus will be there. And this callus is grown further in the respective media. Most probably, they use this MS medium to grow the callus. And after growing the callus, they will give particularly hormones like auxins and cytokinins, and they just using plant tissue culture they develop this transform plant. So this is the very brief introduction of this technique, and this is the technique which they have used for this transformation. So how they build this plasmid agrobacterium plasmid bacteria containing a plasmid for this uh, beta carotenoid biosynthesis pathway. So what they have done is they have used this cassette. So as you can see, towards the left there is a left border, and towards the right there is a right border. So APH4 is a selectable marker, and for this they have used 35S SV40 virus promoter with this KNP1 restriction enzyme and these two other restriction enzymes as well. They have used this GTP1P gene, then this phytopene synthase, then they have this. NOS is, which is for the poly A tail, and the another important gene for this carotenoid biosynthesis pathway is CTL, which they have inserted under the 35S promoter as well. So this is the one. This is one plasmid containing all three genes, and they name this plasmid as PB19HPC. So the backbone of this plasmid is PUC18, and they have transformed it with this gene of interest. So they have done this, and they have transformed this into a rice plant. Along with that, they have used other two plasmids as well. So this second, that is ZPSC, has this phytoin synthase gene with along with the CTL gene, but they lack this selectable marker, that is APH4. And finally, they have used this third plasmid as well. So they have done two experiments. First is they have just used a single transformation of PB19HPC plasmid, and then they have used this two that co-transformation like PZPSC and PZLCYH. So they have done these two transformations, and after the transformation they check for the phenotype. So what they did is they have means they of course they have done a lot of experiment, and after this they have screened some positive transformants where they got this gene intact, this cassette which they want to express intact, and that 1020 transformants they have selected, and they have grown in field. And then after growing the plants in field, they check for the phenotypic expression, and what they found was, so this is the first figure is the wild type one without any transformation. The second one is with a single plasmid transformation, which is that PB19HPC1, and the third is with co-expression both the plasmid, and the fourth one is with the same co-expression of both the plasmid. So these are like three different transformants they have used for this. And as you can see, the most prominent result they got in the third one, where they can see there is a lot of beta carotenoid expression from color we can see. So in the next panel, they have shown like different transformants and how they got these different results, and how they optimize the optimum synthesis of this carotenoid in this. So they not only stopped by checking the phenotype of this plant, they went for the quantitative analysis of uh, uh, beta carotenoid present inside the seed. So what they have done is they have took these seeds, like 1 gram of seeds, and they grind these seeds, and they perform this high HPLC, that is high performance liquid chromatography. And so in this graph, the y-axis is the absorbance and the x-axis is the time. So when they provide their sample, and after the time they check the absorbance. So as you can see, in the wild type untransformed endosperm, there is no any carotenoid or the end product, that is zeaxanthin or anything like that. So the graph is like on a stable line. So then this is B is the single transform, like as we have discussed, single transform rice seed with only one plasmid, and you can see they found this zeaxanthin and lutein. So zeaxanthin is the end product of beta carotenoid pathway, and lutein is the end product of alpha carotenoid pathway, and these are the two, like alpha carotenoid and beta carotenoid peaks, as you can see here, if you can see my cursor. So these are the two peaks they got after 60 minutes of giving sample. The third one is like when they incubated with the both the plasmid, that is co-transformation. So as you can see here, the expression of beta carotenoid is more as compared to a single transformation. The peak is very high as compared to the single transformation. That, and as we have seen in this result as well, like there is a great color intensity in the double transformation as compared to the single transform seeds. And this is also the same like co-transform thing in which they got some less expression as well of this beta carotene. So this is what this paper talks about, and what I have discussed in this presentation is like what is the pathway, and then I talked a little bit about this agrobacterium mediated transformation and how they induce this pathway inside the rice endosperm. Then I have discussed about the phenotype of these transformed seeds, how they analyze these phenotypes, and at the end they use this HPLC to analyze the amount of this beta carotenate inside the endosperm. So this is what this paper is all about. And if you have any questions, I am happy to answer. Thank you.